it's always good to make a deal when both sides leave happy. And I thought, that's good advice because when you buy a car,
I disagree, but
well, when you buy a car, right, I always thought my job is to get the best possible deal and make it painful for the person selling me the car because you know what? They need the deal more than I do and it needs to hurt. But that's actually not the right way to do business. Maybe cars, but outside of cars is not the right way. So I realized that it's better to be fair so that the person wants to do business with you again and come back. Because ultimately, especially now with supply chain the way it is, in some cases, the customer buying the car is held victim to what the dealer wants to do for you. They don't have to give the car away. There's not an abundance in all cases, especially with a specialty car. So that being said, there was I learned that, and I learned that be fair, treat people the way you want to be treated, but also hold people accountable. And if there's a quirk that I have, the one thing that I'm not very good at is if someone treats me badly or steals from me or is dishonest, I have a hard time with that. So I dig in pretty well. And there was a car manufacturer I had a big problem with. And I drove this car from Florida to Maine with my dog a couple of years ago. All kinds of electronic issues, none of the brands we mentioned. And I kept trying to get the car fixed. They couldn't fix it. Halfway to Maine, 100-degree weather, no air conditioning, car wouldn't start, stuck on the side of the road, $100,000 car. This is just ridiculous. They wouldn't fix it. They wouldn't lemon the car. They wouldn't replace the car. So I get all the way to Maine finally. It was a struggle. And I went to the local dealer. I said, okay, I need you to call your head office. Please help me. 6 months of records. Car's been out of use for 90 days in a year. I would like another car, same thing, a buyback, or I'll upgrade. Doesn't matter. But I need to go back to Florida and I need to bring this dog back to Florida. And I'm not driving without AC. So I finally get a hold of a local rep. Well, I would say a person in an office. And he calls me with some attitude and says, we're not buying the car back. We're not doing anything for you. This is on a Friday. And I said, well, I've owned 9 of these things. I'm not a bad customer. All my neighbors buy them now. I'm kind of a brand advocate. I'm not trying to ask for any favors, but you really got to understand where I'm coming from and what's happened. And he's like, nope, we're not helping you. I said, okay. I said, you're going to make me dig in. This is not going to be pretty for you. I said, do you want to escalate to your boss? This was like the North American headquarters for this company. So why don't you just escalate for me and see if they'll help me? I don't want anything for free, but I'll pay mileage, what have you, and had some miles on the car. Just get me a car that I can drive back to Florida or give me a loaner. I don't care, but I can't put the dog in the belly of an airplane and I can't drive without AC. Nope, not helping you. I said, all right, I'm going to give you till Monday. And if you don't call me back Monday with a good solution, I'm going to run a private jet and I'm going to fly the dog back on the private plane and you're going to pay for it. And he's now at this point, he's laughing. He says, we will never pay for that. We don't do that. He's a younger guy. We don't do that. You can't do that. I said, no, I'm doing it. Like you got to help me out or I'm doing it. Come Monday, nothing. I call him again just to be nice. I'm like, do you have a solution for me? He's like, nope. I said, really? Like nothing? You're not even going to help me? Nope. Okay. I told you. So I went online, got a broker, rented a jet. I think it was a Hawker 400. No, yeah. Was it a Hawker? I think it was a Hawker 400. Anyway, long story short, they said, how many people? I said, 1.5. They go, what's the have? I said, it's a golden doodle. And they're like, anybody else? I'm like, nope. They're like, okay. Showed up at the airport, put my golden doodle on the plane. He sat on the floor, played with his toys, all good. 2 hours later, I'm in St. Pete. And half hour after that, he's jumping in the swimming pool, happy as a clam and home safe, right? That was the goal. So I follow up. I send an email with the invoice It was almost $17,000 for the plane. I sent it to this kid in New Jersey.
Oh my God.
I said, listen, in addition to buying the car back, you need to now add this $16,800 invoice to the bill because you're going to pay for the plane. He doesn't know what to do. Calls me, he's like, I told you not to rent a plane. I said, and I told you to help me. So I also told him that I would talk to the CEO of the company, and I did. And I reached the CEO, and he put me in touch with his VP of customer service. And the guy was excellent. And the guy said to me, he goes, Larry, he goes, I had a nice, well-written letter explaining what happened and the timeline. He goes, I don't understand why this didn't get to me. He goes, I would have fixed this problem in 30 seconds. I said, well, you know what? I pleaded with your people to get this to you because I figured somebody at your level would want to help. So we're negotiating. He goes, what do you want? I said, I just want a car that works. I don't want any money. I don't want anything for free. So he puts me in touch with another guy. The other guy's like, absolutely, I'm going to take care of this for you. How about this car? How about that car? If you get a bigger car with more engine, more money, you just pay the difference. I said, fine. He goes, and you got to pay mileage. You know, it's about 55 cents a mile. So I owed him about $16,000 in mileage, right? And I said, oh, okay, I'll make the deal with you, but you got to pay for my airplane. They're like, what airplane? We don't pay for airplanes. I'm like, no, I know you don't. I agree with you. You should never pay for somebody's airplane, but you're going to pay for mine. And he looks at me, he goes, what are you talking about? I said, I'll send you the bill right now. And I said, I'm going to send you the email that I sent to your people warning you that you'd pay for the airplane. So long story short, the $16,000 I would have owed for mileage, he looked at the bill and the mileage, he goes, okay, how about we just even? I said, okay, you got a deal. So the joke was that,
Beautiful.
you know, and it wasn't that I would have taken the dog back on the airplane anyway. I had to, but yeah, I had to dig in with these guys, and you know, sometimes you have to do that, and it burns the energy out of you. And I almost stopped liking that brand, but this guy was so good at recovering and so much kind of like you, Jeff, that he just said, wait a minute, this is an easy problem to solve, and I'll just do it. So that was kind of a funny one, but you know, goes back to the basics that you know, I expect as well as a customer. I want to be treated the way I would treat my customers. And I think the moral of that story is, you know, hard work and treating people the way you want to be treated always serves you pretty well.
Got it. And you say handle it like me. So I think the point is, as long as they succumb, we're all good.
This has been Jeff Stearns, Connected Through Cars.